Hello and welcome to Two Guys and a Few Good Men. My name is Garrett Loberg.
And I am TJ Washuk.
And you are watching our top 5 movies so far in 2019. We decided that normally we do a video where we go over our top 10 videos by the end of the year, and we wanted to do something about halfway through the year of what we like so far. So that being said, let's get into our top 5 movies of this year so far. TJ, would you like to start with your number 5?
Yes, so my number 5 was Booksmart.
Oh, good.
Booksmart was a great movie. We saw it, what was it, a few weeks ago?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
If you already saw the movie Lowdown, basically it's about 2 high school girls who were nerds. They didn't really go out and party much. They didn't really have too much of a social life outside of their friendship. Mm-hmm. And the last 2 days of school, they're like, shoot, we really missed out. Let's party.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what it was about. It was Olivia Wilde's first, it was her directorial debut. And acting was great. The story was fun. And it was funny.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
Really great movie. By far, actually, we'll get into my list because it's on my list. I think a lot of the stuff that you have is also on my list. So
yeah.
But great movie all around. And we'll get into that from me in a little bit. Okay. But I'm glad that you liked it because it was a really good movie this year.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yes. So for my number 5, I put Avengers Endgame. Now, normally I do not put these movies on there because I feel like they're too easy. But this one really hit home. This one I really liked because I've been watching the franchise for 10 years. I spent most of my time seeing these movies the night they came out when I really wasn't seeing other movies at the same time.
This was your hype movie for a long time.
And we've been talking about it for a long time, and I really liked it. It ended the franchise well. I think that it sets up for a great future for the Marvel movie and cinematic universe.
Yes, definitely does.
I'm not going to spend too much time on it because everyone's seen it. Everyone knows what it's like. I'm more excited to talk about some of these movies that people didn't get to see.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I want to shed light on some of these.
But that's my number 5. We'll get into number 4.
Number 4. One moment. So number 4, I want to say mine was Alita Battle Angel.
Good movie.
This movie was produced by James Cameron, had awesome CGI. Yes. The story was very interesting, very sci-fi it's not really post-war movie.
Yeah, it wasn't apocalypse.
Not was apocalypse, and then dystopian.
Very much movie.
So. Great acting.
Christoph
Waltz, awesome, and for the life of me,
it's
the girl that
Alita
was great. Good. I know they did some CGI work on her face and whatnot, but overall, fun movie. If you haven't seen it and you like sci-fi action movies, I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, you'll like this movie. Yeah. So that didn't make it on my list, but definitely was one of my favorites of the year. Maybe like 8 or 9. My number 4 is Dragged Across Concrete. If you watched the movie Lowdown this week, you know that we reviewed it. Really, I won't also go into this one as much because you can check out our movie Lowdown from this week and see what we thought. But it was so good. Vince Vaughn, Mel Gibson were just so good in it. And the action was great. The story was great. It was just all around.
It had some shocking action scenes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, whoa, hey.
Yeah.
Hi. There's one time I just yelled when I was... during the heist. Basically somebody gets their fingers shot off and a whole hand shot off, and it's just very intense. It's a very well done movie. I love the director that works on it. He also worked on Cell Block 99, Escape from Cell Block 99. Brawl in Cell Block 99, and he's just got a really good way of filming stuff. So that was my number 4. Really excited about this movie. I do think that if you like an action movie, you should definitely check it out because it's very much action
intense.
drama.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll go into number 3 next.
Number 3. Us. Us is my number 3.
Yep. Actually, you know what? This is perfect because it's my number 3 too.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So
this was a fun movie. I was a big fan of Get Out, so obviously had to see Us.
Yep.
I'm not sure if anyone that's watching it has seen it. it did pretty well in the box office.
It did, and I think a lot of people did see it. A lot of my friends that I work with actually saw it, because I was like, they were like, "Oh, did you actually see that?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a really good movie," and people were shocked by it.
Yeah, very much like we said in our review when we talked about it. It's very much like a Twilight Zone episode, but extended and interesting story.
Very interesting story. The way it ends is very trippy, very cerebral, and it just makes you sit there and think, "Wow, like this is an intense movie." And the acting was great. I thought all the actors in it
had some great comedic moments.
It was very dark humor too.
Very dark humor. Yeah.
So.
And that's my cup of tea for movies. I really like dark humor movies.
And I'll actually be getting into that for my next one.
Same.
So.
And then wanted to mention this movie also, you don't take it literally, because there's like a part of it that is like...
It'll throw you off.
Like totally abnormal and not something that can happen in real life.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of so don't go into it thinking you have to like understand it. It's really not supposed to be understood.
Yes.
Same with Get Out. It wasn't supposed to be understood.
But it still makes sense if you paid attention.
Exactly, yeah. But they're supposed to be very cerebral. And it's supposed to be very mind-fucking.
Thought-provoking.
Yeah. So, and that, like I said, that's my number 3. So if you want to jump right into your number 2.
Yeah, your number 2 is probably mine. Cold Pursuit.
Cold Pursuit, baby. Such a great movie.
This was a February movie, and normally January, February are duds for movies, but Cold Pursuit warmed us up.
Oh, wow. It's just Liam Neeson at his best. It was so I said last night, it's like Taken, and I forgot what else I said. Now it's going to kick me, but had a baby.
Oh, I want to say
a comedy.
A Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah, a Coen Brothers movie, and Taken had a baby. It's so dark. There's a scene basically where every time he kills somebody, it cuts right to him using chicken wire and throwing him over a fucking waterfall. And it's just so hilarious because you see Liam Neeson in a different light. You know, I mean, we haven't seen him he always plays these like movies where he's like this person that's.
But there's no humor to it.
No, and there was humor in this movie, but it was dark humor. Dark, and it made it like funny I liked the fact that they had, different factions, and they had like all these different drug dealers and kingpins and gangsters, and they all had different names, and they showed them as they died, like all the different names.
Their religions or what they believe in.
That was really cool too. So, yeah, I'm glad you liked it, because that was by far, I was really surprised when we saw that in theaters. I was really worried about paying for that ticket. Yeah. And because
I was like, I don't know if I want to see it in their Taken movie. Yeah. I mean, the trailer kind of sold us, so that's why I think we went to it.
Yeah.
But,
and that shows you the power of trailers. The power of trailers really, if you put in a good music bit and you have some comedic undertones, that's what really sold us.
By the way, got kind of a sidetrack from this.
Yeah.
I finally watched that Rambo trailer.
Yeah.
And...
Old Town Road, baby.
They just showed all the action scenes with Old Town Road. They didn't really show much. I'm like, what? Is this the movie?
Yep, that's the movie for you. So,
but yeah, on to our number 1.
Yeah. What did you have for your number 1?
My number 1 was John Wick 3.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
I'm a huge fan of the John Wick franchise. This John Wick is even more action-packed than the others. Normally, the third movie in a franchise sucks. Like The Godfather, Boondock Saints. Well, the second one sucked. But normally 3s are usually where the movie drops. And this one didn't. I thought it did great. I think everyone that is a fan of John Wick would love this movie.
Yep.
Adds more details to the backstory.
Gave a lot of layers.
It definitely gave a lot of layers.
Yeah.
But you still... They still left it open for John Wick 4, and then a TV show is what they're saying. But I don't know. I don't think they should keep pushing out the content like this. It's gonna like dry out its substance. It's gonna dry out the.
It is.
It's goldenness. It's I'm trying to think of the word.
Luster.
It's luster.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. This didn't make my list because I didn't get to see it in theaters. So it was really tough to really gauge how I felt about it. It looked really great when I saw it. It was a lot of action. But it'll end up definitely on my top 10 this year once I actually get to see it out on Blu-ray.
Well, we'll see what the rest of the year has to offer, though.
Yeah, exactly. True. That being said, I'll get into my number one. Yeah. My number one really surprised me. Okay. And it's your number 5. Okay. It was Booksmart. Booksmart was so funny to me. It was wholesome. It was like Superbad, but on steroids, because they got these two nerds. Like the other movie, Superbad was a bunch of nerds. You know, that the two nerds that are best friends, and they took that and like it was almost like a cookie cutter, but they didn't cookie cutter it. They made it their own spin.
Yeah, and it was very similar to Superbad, but not.
It was. And you know what really makes me sad is that these movies get released when they do, because I think they were trying to make a target audience and
for graduation.
Yep, and it's really sad because they put it in between Endgame, who was, I mean, they were making, God, in the 50 millions in the weekend, just like after 2 weeks. Godzilla, all these other movies that were in between. So it really didn't help them that they put it where they did. And it really sucks because it's still sitting at, I believe, 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I do believe that it deserves the 98%.
It definitely deserves more attention, I think.
Yeah, and I do believe this will go in as a cult movie because people that saw it, I'm sure, loved it. And it was so funny. It had so much heart to it. And Olivia Wilde, good job. Like, I can't stress enough how well Olivia Wilde directed this movie. And it was just fun.
It seemed like it was almost like she was natural with it.
Yeah. Now, does that mean that she's going to hit a home run the next time she has a movie? Probably not, because most directors don't hit home runs like that.
Back to back.
Yeah, back to back. But that being said, I really liked it. It was so good. I've talked to a few of my friends about it, and like, they actually went and saw that instead of Aladdin when it came out. And, and I'm happy because it deserves a little bit more of attention than it got.
Because it came out around the same time as Aladdin, I think.
Yeah, and the advertising, too. I remember seeing it on Facebook. It was not there.
They didn't know how to advertise?
No, and I think they probably
because the budget.
The budget was probably blown out to begin with already. So, that being said, that was my number one, honestly, and we'll see how it ends up at the end of the year, but it just made me, I could watch that like 2 or 3 times. It already came out on HD on like streaming sites, and I've already watched it again, because I really
still holds up too, huh?
Yeah,
definitely, I could see that.
So, but yeah, that's our top 5 of the year so far, and hope you guys enjoyed. We do like doing these, and luckily they're, a little bit shorter now, because they're usually about 30 minutes when we do the top 10. But it was kind of fun to do this today and see. I know this is going to be a little bit shorter, but we wanted to put some content out for the middle of the week, so maybe you guys could watch something during the middle of the week.
Yeah, and if you guys have seen any of these movies, let us know. Or if you have seen more than 5 movies this year, let us know what your top 5 is.
Yeah, and we always appreciate your guys' feedback. So, that being said, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm TJ Washuk.
And I'm Garrett Loberg.
And we love you guys.
And good night.
This has been a Two Guys production.